Good morning, everyone. We are back at the cabin today. It is a beautiful day out. It's about 10 degrees cooler over here than it is where I'm staying and working, which is nice because it's been in the mid 90s over there. That's actually kind of low for this time of year. This first 2 weeks of August is usually the hottest part of the year, and it's quite often up to about 105. So it's going to be nice that it's only going to be, I don't know, about 85 max over here. But this is part 3, the final part of the lean-to shed build. So I got the roof done last time, and today we're going to be putting the skin on this thing. So as you can see, it's basically just a canopy right now. I got, last time I put these 1, 2, 3, 4 crossboards there just for a little side-to-side support, but what I have to do now, I just put up this board right here. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing crossboards like that, and I'm going to use, actually I'm using the same roofing that I used up there, the 8-foot galvanized for the siding. It's cheaper than plywood, or it's probably not cheaper than OSB, but OSB sucks. So it's definitely cheaper than that T111 I used on the shed. Plus I kind of like the look of galvanized. So I'm going to get a second board up here. That'll be my top nailer or screwer, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to get a couple sheets of the galvanized over here. When you use them as siding, they claim to cover 24 inches. So that wall is just short of 8 feet tall. So should be 4 panels there, 4 panels there, 4 on the back, and 4 on the front. So we're gonna get those on. Yeah, I gotta get these sideboards on. I'll just do them one at a time. I'll get the top one on, and then that'll give me an idea with 24 inches where the next one down will have to go, so it hits where the seams are between the galvanized panels. So, all right, I'm gonna get putting these sideboards on, and I'll catch up with you in a minute. Okay, folks, it's been a couple hours here, and I'm probably half or 2/3 of the way done with this main outer wall. I want to point out a few things. So I've got my stringer or nail boards that go parallel to the ground in, and I've got 4 sheets of galvanized up there. Now you may be asking, why is the galvanized going side to side rather than vertical? This thing is almost exactly 16 feet deep, and these panels are 8 feet tall. I could have put them in a vertical orientation, which is, I think, more traditional, but the outer wall here is it's 8-foot 4x4s that are the main posts. But once you take into account a few inches that they lose going into the pier blocks, and then about the 5.5 inches of depth for the rafters, you don't have a full 8-foot tall surface. So what I would have had to have done is trimmed every single one of these side panels down about, I don't know, 8 inches, and I just didn't feel like doing that. So putting them side by side gives me exactly 16 feet left to right. And then nice thing with this corrugated is, let's see if I can show you. Yeah, so you can choose how much overlap the panels have. So most of these only have 1 overlap, but down here below, since I'm not exactly 8 feet, they're just going to overlap, you know, maybe 2 or 3 corrugations to get the height I want, and then it just won't even be noticeable. So that's where I'm standing right now. I'm going to get the other 4 panels on this outer wall, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, folks, it's let's see, about 2:30, and I've got the back wall completed. Outer wall, I still need to sink a few extra screws in along the nailer boards. But the back wall is up. Now, since this thing is basically just pole barn and the pier blocks are just resting on the ground, I ended up having to raise that panel slightly, and then I had to trim the top of it a bit. On the front and the back, I'm not gonna. I'll fill this in later. I'm not gonna worry about it now. So, and then of course, on my length, this is actually a little bit short of 16 feet. It's like, I don't know, 15 feet, 3 inches or something like that. So the boards actually extend off the end here. I could trim that off, but I actually don't mind it. I'm gonna have some IBC totes back here. I think 2 of them, and maybe an additional rain barrel, because on the cabin there's going to be a rain gutter running all the way along the fascia there, connecting down to a rain gutter on the fascia of this, and they're both going to feed into a rain catchment system. So I don't mind having that little overhang, a little bit of corner protection. It doesn't need to be pretty, it just needs to work. So these galvanized panels go up real quick once you get going. So and actually that little hole down there next to the pier block, that might actually be advantageous, because I haven't decided whether I want my shower and composting toilet inside the shed, or if I want to build an additional small thing right here. I think I may build a small outhouse up against this, and that puts it near my rain catchment system and allows me to feed some of that water into a shower. So I think that's going to work perfectly. So, and then the whole thing is recessed at the corner there of the shed. The wind usually comes from the southeast over here most of the time. So this way, actually, that is south. Actually, no, sorry. Yeah, that's south. That's southwest. Southeast is kind of the far corner of the cabin. So, all right, yeah, we got those up. This may be all I do today. I'll get a few more screws in here. But then on the front, I'm going to build I got to build a door. I have a door frame kit, and I got to put in 1 extra vertical support for so I have basically the edge of a door frame, and it'll swing out. So, yeah, this is probably it for today. We'll pick this back up tomorrow. Good morning. It's about 9:30, and we're ready to get started for the day. I actually got a little bit more done last night that I didn't show you guys, so let's take a look at that. How you doing today, Marty? You all right there, buddy bear? What you doing? You want this? You can't eat this. No. No candy for the dog. Okay, so like in the last clip, all the side and back panels are on, and then wasn't quite ready to be done for the day last night, and I started framing in where the door is going to go. So I got my first cross beam in, and then my the door frame is going to be that 4x4 on the outer edge, and then I created a 4x4. I just laminated two 2x4s together. So, and then I got my my door frame width set. It's at 37.5 inches wide, stud to stud. I was going to go 37, and I left a 1/2 inch for like hinge thickness. But that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm checking to make sure I don't have a big gap or anything. So, all right, I'm gonna start assembling this door frame. I'll show you guys the kit I got. I figured this would just be an easy way to put a door for the shed together. Where are we here? Yeah, okay. Oh, hold on. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, there's your door frame kit. It's really made for like a fence gate, but and then the way it goes together, basically you just cut a couple 2x4s to whatever width you want the door, which is what I'm doing right now. They go on top and bottom, and then 2 more go on the sides. They've already got the hinges welded on there, so. And then I'm gonna, obviously in here they skinned it with more fence boards, but I'm gonna skin mine with just the galvanized, just like the rest of the building. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now. Get back with you in a few when the doors are coming together. Okay, got the door frame assembled and hung up with a couple screws to test it, and it is just about perfect. I had to do a little trimming after I cut the boards initially because I was off about 1/4 inch, but it works pretty good. There. Down there. The frame, that frame is pretty sturdy, actually. That's kind of why I bought that kit. I mean, I could have just assembled it out of 2x4s, but I wanted the door a little bit stronger than that. And those kits are only like $35. So, plus they look good. So, all right, I'm going to get the rest of the screws and the hinges, and then get my sheeting for the front covered. All right, see you in a minute. Just a quick update here. It started to rain. Got some big dark clouds that rolled in. So I've got the door on and it's totally skinned. I'm starting to put these cross boards here. I've got I got 3 more sheets of metal that have to go on there, and I will be done for now. Show you what this looks like inside. Okay, so I've just got in here, I threw some rubber mats. I leveled the dirt floor as much as I could, threw some rubber mats on the ground, and I've got pallets on top of that. That's just going to be my floor in here, more like a barn. So there's the door from the inside. Looks pretty good. Just got to get those 3 panels on. Rain's slowing down, so I'll give it another 10-15 minutes, and we will finish this up. Alright folks, we are done. Well, as done as we need to be this weekend. So we got the front siding up, doors on. I just threw the cane bolt on there, so if you want to keep the door from flapping around in the wind, you can. Okay. Yeah, those hinges are loud. my latch on here. This ended up being kind of ugly. I didn't count on how far this panel was going to need to go over. If I had gone one more notch, it would have kind of exposed inside. And then I had to cut that hole because this sucker wouldn't open far enough for the door to open. But we can make that look better, do that a better way later on. It's good enough. Let's go in there. Man, those hinges are loud. I'll have to put some oil on them. So, inside of the shed, like I said, I'll have to cover these gaps later on. I still haven't even covered the ones on the cabin yet. So, and then there's another little thing. It rained a little bit. I don't have quite enough. You can see, whoops, you can see the overhang of the roof. It doesn't stick out quite far enough. Some of the rain was coming down on the inside here. Got a little bit there on the ground. That's not a big deal because I'll show you. Well, it would be a big deal if I left it that way, but this this run is going to have a rain gutter on it. So once the rain gutter's on there, it won't be possible for that water to get behind the sheeting. So yeah, lots of storage, good to go. And I've just got a bit of cleanup to do around here. Got a few more things to grab out of the van that I need to store in here. Got a few extra sheets of the galvanized, which is nice because, let's see, I think I've got 2 extra sheets under there. There's one there, and I think I've got 2 more laying up there. That's great because I'm gonna have a canopy on the porch here eventually, so that roofing will do my top. So that'll be perfect. All right, that kind of does it for build projects here right now. The next 2 or 3 trips over here is going to be taking everything out of my storage unit and getting it stored in the shed. So that'll save me $80 a month, which will be very, very nice. And I'll actually have all my possessions on my property. So. All right, well, that's the end of the lean-to shed build, with the exception of a few touch-up things. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content, and we'll see you guys in the next video.